If our job when we're doing interruptive marketing is to get their attention, then here's my question for you. Are you marketing to their conscious brain or their subconscious brain? We release dopamine when we anticipate the reward, not when we get the reward. If there are 10 or 50 or 100 or 5,000 people looking for whatever it is that your type of program, product, or service can help with, are you in that path? So there's two types of marketing that I want to talk to you about. And one of the things that I do, as many of you know, I love helping small businesses. I had two mentors when I was younger that taught me how to market and how to sell and how to help people. But I want you to understand that there's two types of marketing, and we're going to be talking about how do you generate a lot of leads and then qualify them. But there are two types of marketing that I like to teach is around what I call as interruptive marketing. But then there is search marketing. Now, what's the difference between the two? Thank you, Sarah. You're amazing too. So interruptive marketing. When people are going to YouTube and they're searching for something, for example, and you can place content, whether it's shorts, they're called, hey, Tony, whether it's shorts or ads in front of somebody else's content, you're interrupting what they're there to do. When some of you on Facebook or some of you on Instagram, we're doing what you're doing today, and then you saw John Assaraf is going live, or that I'm going to be talking about how do you attract hundreds of paying customers. Okay, hold on one second. I need to stop this. All right. Sorry, I had an alarm come on. So when somebody is doing something on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and you create some content, whether it's content that they want to watch, or you hijack somebody else's content by creating an ad in front of their video, you are interrupting what they're doing. Does that make sense? Because I'm going to give you some techniques to be able to use to really stand out. So if you're going to be doing interruptive marketing, the first thing that you need to be thinking about, if you just joined, I'm talking for business owners only, small business owners, entrepreneurs, self-employed. So you have to be thinking about, if I'm going to try and interrupt what somebody is doing, like, what is it that's going to capture their attention? Now, hold on. Everybody who's on social media or online has one of these, right? Not a plastic brain, but has a brain. Now, everything that I teach is around neuromarketing and neuro selling. What does that mean? Well, when information enters the brain, either, through the ears, right, or through the eyes, the brain and the eyes are connected. There is a process by which the brain processes all incoming information. And so, does anybody know what that process is? If every brain works the same, every brain does work the same. If you're marketing, shouldn't you know, like, where or what are the circuits that you need to trigger to do the number one thing if you're doing interruptive marketing? The number one thing, can anybody guess what's the number one thing you must do when you are doing interruptive marketing? I teach this to all of my students. I've trained over 25,000 business owners. Okay, what's the number one thing you must do when you're doing interruptive marketing? If you want to activate a specific circuit, Tall Red over here on Instagram says, get their attention. So if our job is to get their attention, what gets somebody's attention first? What kind of content gets their attention first? It's based on the brain's priorities, right? If you think about the human brain as let's say a computer, just for a moment, a computer. All right. All right. So Karina says pain. Yeah, that could be correct. Too many scroll for hours. Visual. So visual, yes, because it activates the occipital lobe, the largest lobe in the brain. But what is the brain's priority? Karina says jealousy. Maybe if you post a picture of their spouse with somebody else, you'll get their attention. Oh, all right. So Facebook user says safety. So the number one priority in the brain is when we're looking at something or we're listening to something, the number one priority is around our own safety and security. So if you happen to have a program, product, or service, all right, around people's safety and security, you should lead with that. Not free stuff, Kevin. No. Right? So you should lead with something that they are already concerned about as it relates to their or their family's safety or security. Does that make sense? So all incoming information goes into a place called the thalamus in the brain, and the thalamus makes a decision of where to relay that information. So if it has to do with their safety or security for themselves, their company, their family, you have to create some content around that. All right, part one. Part two, what do us humans do more of? Or what do we do first? Do we do more to avoid pain or discomfort, or do we do more to gain pleasure? Do we do more to avoid pain or discomfort, or do we do more to gain pleasure? Which one do you think it is? Come on, all my Facebook fans, all my Instagram friends. We run away from pain. So Karina says, we run away or move away from pain. What if the pain is not real? What if it's the pain, that we're thinking about in the future, like not having enough money for retirement, not having enough money to pay the bills in a month, right? So here is the way our brain works. Anything to do with safety and security gets our attention first. That's why, okay, when let's say we're walking down the street and we hear a horn or we hear tires screeching, we might pay attention. We got to get people's attention. So survival, safety, security is first. Second is avoidance of, here's the key, by the way. We will avoid real or imagined pain or discomfort. Real or imagined. So if we have this belief that there could be pain, okay, and that's part of the lens by which we're experiencing the world, right? Then this real or imagined pain or anticipated pain or discomfort, real, imagined, or anticipated pain or discomfort, now or in the future, gets our attention right away. Now, our brain is processing all of this information at the rate of 400 billion bits of information per second. 400 billion bits of information per second before you and I are consciously aware of it. So how do we get people's attention? First, we need to learn how to market to their subconscious mind. Why? The subconscious receives all the incoming information up to half a second before you and I are aware of it consciously. Let me repeat what I just said. The conscious mind receives a signal from the subconscious, the thalamus makes that determination, the amygdala, the emotional control center of the brain, makes that determination up to half a second before you're even aware of it. We're living, okay, in arrears or in reverse almost. Does this make sense? So when we want to get more leads, the whole idea of coming on, by the way, for those who just joined, happy Valentine's Day if you're in the US. All right. Happy Valentine's Day. Does this make sense so far? So if our job when we're doing interruptive marketing is to get their attention, then here's my question for you. Are you marketing to their conscious brain or their subconscious brain? This is where neuromarketing, where companies spend billions of dollars, spend their money because they know that the first thing, especially on social media, or even on Google, is to get attention first. Then once we have attention, what's the number two thing that we have to do? there are some rules for getting a lot of leads. And if you get a lot of leads and then you can qualify them, then you can convert them. So what's the second thing that you need to make sure that your marketing messaging, your content does? There's something that you have to make sure, because it's the number 3 rule of the brain. Number 1, safety, security, avoidance of pain or discomfort, real, imagined, or perceived, etc. What's the third? So John Tondkar says, keep their attention. And how do you keep their attention? The third law of the brain. Third law of the brain is energy conservation. Can anybody guess why? Why is the brain an energy miser? You see, thinking requires energy, right? Seeing requires energy. Moving requires energy. But the brain does not want to use energy. It uses up 25% of all of your caloric intake. So it doesn't want a brain. Your 3-pound brain uses 25% of all your calories. So it wants to conserve energy. So as a business owner who's doing interruptive marketing, that I've talked about if you're on social media type of marketing, you have to ask yourself this question. If somebody's brain is thinking about or is focusing on energy conservation, I can't make people think. I can't make people think, which means one of the things I teach is this: don't make me think. Don't make me think. Lay out the breadcrumbs. Lay out the breadcrumbs so it's just easy for me to consume. So safety, security, avoidance of pain, discovered. Don't make me think. And now give me the payoff. Now, where is the payoff? What's the payoff of this video? What's the payoff of this video? When I started, I said, hey, I'll help you grow your business faster. I'll help you get more leads faster so you make more sales. So we're always looking for the payoff, because now we've taken care of number 1, 2, and 3 priority of the brain. And now the brain's saying, what's the payoff of watching this video? What's the payoff of reading this thing? And don't make me think, right? So don't make me think. Just let me know easily. Now, when we have a promise, a hook around their biggest pain, fear, frustration, irritation, wants, needs, aspirations. Let me repeat that. Pains, fears, frustrations, wants, needs, and aspirations. The wants, needs, and aspirations that they have, that they're looking to achieve in their life or business, that activates the reward center of the brain. Now, does anybody understand what the reward center of the brain is? We release dopamine when we anticipate the reward, not when we get the reward. Let me repeat. We humans, the brain, the human brain, releases dopamine, the feel-good go button neurochemical, when we anticipate the payoff. This is why I always teach neuromarketing, neuroselling, right? So when we're marketing, you want more leads, you want more sales, of course. Well, if you're doing interruptive marketing, I just gave you the formula. Now, what about for search marketing? Like right now, there's people probably looking for your program, product, service, or thing, right? They're looking for it. Are you there? Are you there? If somebody is searching for your type of program, product, or service, if somebody's searching for the solution that your program, product, or service offers, are you in their path of search? Yes or no? Are you there with articles? Are you there with videos? Are you there with ebooks? Are you there with a real book? Are you there with a small course? Like, are you there in the path? Most of you are not there, right? And here's a question for you. If there are 10 or 50 or 100 or 5,000 people looking for whatever it is that your type of program, product, or service can help with, are you in that path? Like, are you spending money for people who are already looking for the solution? Now, I may have said a dirty word or two, spending money. Let me reframe that. Are you investing to get the leads, the prospects? Are you investing to meet the people that have got their hand up? I'm looking for your type of solution, your type of program, project. I guarantee you something right now. I guarantee you somebody's looking for your program, product, service right now, but you're not there. You're not paying for the leads and creating a sales process that is easy for them to pay attention to you, to know what it is, to know what the payoff is with an irresistible offer so that you can convert more leads. I spend $500,000 every month on Google, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and we get 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 prospects a year in our funnels. My clients, okay, the coaching clients I work with, they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars every month to create, okay, lead flows that are qualified. So here's my question for you. If you're not doing it, why? If you're a small business owner, you're not doing this, how come? And maybe you don't know. Maybe you just don't know how to do it. Okay. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you have fear, right? Maybe you have some beliefs that are holding you back. I'm not sure why, but wouldn't you agree that for everybody who's alive today that has a small business, all the how-to is already known? Like, how do I get leads? We know how to do that. How do I do? So I am David B. Advertise is a huge cost? No, it's not. It's a huge cost when you're not getting a return on your investment. That's not the right thinking, David. Or, it's like advertise is a huge cost. No, ignorance is a huge cost. Not knowing what to do is the huge cost. Hey, this is John, and if you liked that video, watch the next video because it is packed with things that you can do right now to achieve success way faster than ever before.